cleansing, like, so they will come out, fly around to clean themselves, and then come back. Obviously, they're not going to forage for anything. Like the other day here, there's no flowers or anything, everything's dead, but the temperature hit 70 for this whole week. This is like first week in November, and it was in the 70s, so all the bees were coming out flying around, and that's why, you know, I fed them sugar water and syrup, you know, and I also fed them pollen so they could, you know, fill their stock. But a lot of the bees that were coming in on the next property over, so I lost part of a hive earlier this, I don't know, a couple of months ago, whatever it was, and they just disappeared, so they swarmed, so there was something about the hive they were in they didn't like. So I believe it said in camp there was a couple of outbuildings for horses over there, a barn for horses. So I'm guessing they probably set up over there because I could watch the bees flying from my hive, obviously not just from my wooden hive, you could see them flying off in that direction, coming and going. So that's what they were doing. If you have a strong colony, you'll have guard bees out here, obviously fending off predators, because you will get other hives raiding your hive for the honey. If they don't have enough of a supply, they'll raid for the honey, for the pollen, for the nectar. But if you have a good strong colony, you shouldn't have a problem. When you buy package bees, and in the spring I'll show you how to install a package bee kit. It comes with 3 pounds of bees and a mated queen, not laying, but she's already been mated, and that's a whole another tape I'll do on package bees, and I'll do another one on nooks. A lot of people don't know what nooks are. Nooks, you can buy nooks, 5-frame nooks. Some sell 8 frames, some sell 9. Basically, a package bees is 3 pounds of bees with a queen that you install in your own hive. Can be anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 bees. So that would be considered a weak hive, and they want to build up as quick as possible. So these feeders on top of here, when you install the package bees, you want to fill it up. You know, put either the fondant in it, sugar, basically candy. Put that in there. Simple to make. 4 parts sugar, 1 part water, a little bit of vinegar. I use Honeybee Healthy when I mix up my syrup. A regular, more towards fall and spring syrup, you would go 2 to 1. So 2 parts sugar, 1 part water, and I use, like, let's say if you're making up a gallon, for reference. I use 4 teaspoons of Honeybee Healthy. It's like $32 for a jar, but it goes a long way, and my bees just love that. It also stimulates their feeding, so they'll build up the boxes, the comb, their stores. They'll build that up. The stores would be, you know, your honey, your pollen, and your nectar. The nectar and pollen basically is a feed, but that's what makes the honey. When they fill it up with nectar and that little section of the comb is full, then they cap it off, and they let it do its thing. When the moisture gets to a certain point, they cap it off. Then they close it off, they cap it off, and it turns into honey. I thought I had a piece of comb in here. I do not. But anyway, this is the frame that's falling apart. You probably really can't. Yeah, it's too dark to probably see. But each one of these, you can see, I'll zoom in here. There we go. Basically, this already starts. These are a little bit deeper than some foundations, so it gives them a head start, and they'll build their comb around all that and then build it out. And with these pre-waxed, there's 3 different kinds you can buy. The deeper it's already set, the less the bees have to work in order to build the comb. So it does help them along. And I really need to fix his frame. I picked the wrong frame to show you people, but you know what? Part of life, right? Nothing's perfect. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the Apimaye Hive well worth the money. If you figure your cost, like I say, I'll break down a wooden hive and I'll show you all the different parts on that. Obviously you have the top, the brood box, the supers, the queen excluder, but I'll break all that down to a part of wooden hive. I do have one. I always have extras. There's an extra one in here that I have to unbury. But anyway, I'll break down one on that also. But I paid for this myself. I'm not getting any money from anybody, from Apimaye or anybody else to do a video on this. I just really feel that they're really top quality, well worth the expense. In the end, when I run through a wooden hive, you'll understand the pricing. And in the end, you'll wind up paying $60 more for this without the super, you know, like I originally showed you with the two brood boxes. About $60 difference between a wooden hive. You never have to paint this. You never have to stain it. A wooden hive, you never seal or stain the inside of it, but the outside has to be painted. This also comes where you can get this in green, blue, yellow. Bees, to make it easier for them to find their hive, because you can have these things babysitting, you're going to have a hive after hive after hive piled next to each other. And to help the bees know which hive is theirs, because you got a lot of pheromones from the queen bees in all the different hives. So blue, they'll be able to tell, okay, that one's mine when they come out. When you first put a set of package bees, I'll go over that. I'm going into too much now. But anyway, having the different colors allows the bees to know which hive is theirs. It helps them. That's why you see a lot of hives painted different colors and different things. Some of them are pretty cool the way people paint them. It's like you're bored and have nothing to do, right? Or they have their kids paint them, you know. So anyway, that's what this is about. So I'll get this posted, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not accepting any funds or anything for doing this. If I like a product, I'll tell you about it. If I run across a product that I don't like, and there's a couple of feeders for the bees, frame style feeders that I do not like, I'll do a separate video on feeders to show you the differences and tell you why I don't like them, because some of them you'll lose a lot of bees, some of them you won't. I mean, you're always going to have a handful of bees drown, but some feeders you want to stay away from. And I'll also do a tape on frames, because there's a well, I'm not going to go into that, that'd be crazy. But they do make a drone frame. A drone frame, the comb itself is a little bit bigger than their normal comb for the workers, the guards, and the foragers, workers, nurse bees. But the drones are bigger. So if you put a drone frame in one of these, then the bees will draw that frame out. In other words, they'll build a comb on that frame, and all the eggs laid in that will be for drones. So if you have beetles or what have you, they will lay their larvae inside of that comb, and when it's almost full, you can take that comb out, stick it in the freezer overnight, freeze them to death, and you can even put it back in your hive, and the bees will uncap it and they'll take all the dead out of there. And that's another way, a natural way of taking care of beetles. Also with the solid foundations, rather than letting them build their own, it's less of a problem for the wax moths, because they can be a big issue too. But generally, if you have a good strong hive, you shouldn't have problems with too much. Okay, we are going to quit the video, and I'll process it. And if you like what you see, click the thumbs up. Leave comments. Unless you're a smart ass, then don't leave comments. You know, see, I have my Trump shirt on, and I still think he's going to pull it off. But anyway, no smart ass comments. You know, keep them to yourselves. Nobody wants to hear that, or see that, or read it. People just want information. That's what I'm giving, information. So thanks for watching, and have yourself a good one.